Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night. Reading for Sagittarius, all right? So general means it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc., money and abundance, all that good stuff. All right, and so it is a timeless reading as well. So even though the original title says from February 18th through March 18th, for some people, as an example, it could resonate 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future, or less than that or more than that. Okay, so it is a general reading for lots of different people. All right, so keep that in mind as well. But whenever you see this reading, it is meant for you. All right, so I've pulled all your cards here, Sagittarius, and we will get into your reading in just a moment. I just wanted to go over a couple of things and then do the sound bell to ground ourselves and get ready. What else did I want to say? Yes, so at the end of the reading, I will take one photo of all the cards here and post it on my Facebook page in case you want to see it more up close in detail or just have it around later. You can do that by just clicking in the description box below and follow the instructions there. It's pretty easy to get. What else? Yes, if you don't already know your other placements, if you find as we get into this reading that it's not for you, don't force it. Okay, always check your sun, moon, and rising. Okay, and for matters of love, your Venus. All right, just as an example, we all have Sagittarius somewhere in our chart. All right, so hopefully there's a message here for you. And yeah, if you don't already have, your other placements, even if you don't know your exact birth time, as an example, you can still get a pretty good birth chart with just where you were born and the date. All right. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Also wanted to say welcome to everybody that has come back and welcome to all the new people out there. Again, I hope everyone is doing well, all right, when you tune in and see this. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a sound bell here. We're just going to do a quick little bell for some general grounding and healing for the reading. So just be aware it does get loud sometimes if you're sensitive to that. And if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen to. All right. All right, Sagittarius. Let me just put this over here. And yeah, we're going to start in the center here, and then I'll work outwards to your tarot confirmation card since I'm using two different decks. And we'll talk about also what's on the top and the bottom of each deck to get even more information. And then at the very end, we also have some oracle cards for you as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and call out your main 9 cards in the center here. All right, so you do have 5 of Cups in the reverse position, 7 of Swords right side up, the World in reverse, 5 of Staves, also known as 5 of Wands right side up, Queen of Staves or Queen of Wands right side up, the Princess of Cups in reverse, Emperor in the right side up position, the Queen of Sacred Circles, also known as Queen of Pentacles in the right side up position, and the 8 of Sacred Circles or 8 of Pentacles right side up. All right. So also too, since we're doing kind of like a 4.5 week time period, even though today is the 1st, depending on when you're watching this, we are going to go back to that last week of February and go over the energy that's showing up there as well. Okay, so this first row, okay, as an example, and it's not exact, okay, Could be energy starting around February 18th through February 28th. And then the second row would be energy starting around possibly March 1st through March 9th. And then the last row here in the center would be from about March 9th to March 18th or so. Okay? All right. Also wanted to say too that if we get into the reading and it's not directly about you, it could be about the person that you're dealing with. It could be about multiple people that you're dealing with, or it could be about your general environment, or something to do with the astrology too. So always keep that in mind. All right. Now, when we usually talk about the first row, and then later when we get into some of the tarot confirmation cards, there's usually a little bit of energy from the recent past that's still trickling into your reading. What is the recent past? It can be different for everybody. It could be a couple of days ago, hours, minutes, weeks, months, years, etc. Okay, but always, just like to mention that as well. Okay, so your first card here, Sagittarius, with the Five of Cups in the reverse position. This is beautiful, all right, because this is how you want to see this card, all right? So what this is saying here, Sagittarius, is that you in the recent past or another person that you're dealing with or multiple people, general environment situation, has begun to let go of just focusing on the negative or focusing on the things that have gone wrong. Okay. So now they're coming into, or you are coming into a more balanced point of view of seeing both the positive and the negative, a more balanced viewpoint or approach. Okay. Because when the card is right side up, you see this king in the background and he's crying because he spilled his wine, right? But what he doesn't realize is that there's still other people here that would share his wine with him, right? There's still helpful people, there's still positive things going on in the situation. So here in the reverse position, now you or the other person is starting to see, oh wait, there's still people that want to help me. There's still positive stuff going on in addition to maybe some more negative kind of stuff. All right. So that's really nice to see here, Sagittarius. All right. Now, moving forward, when we get to your second card here, the Seven of Swords in the right side up position, this could be a little bit of some defensive energy here, as far as somebody could be really competitive with themselves and with others. And they could also be a little bit defensive because there is, not for everybody, but there is a little bit of an element of some gossiping energy. Okay. Now, the way we see this card in the right side up position is this Japanese man has won some kind of competition and he's holding all of these swords, right? And in the background, people are kind of talking like, did he win these swords? Does he deserve it? All this stuff. Well, he actually won them fair and square, but because of the kind of gossiping energy or the competitive energy within himself and with others, people maybe don't believe that he's won them fair and square. So there's a little bit of that defensive energy, okay? But anytime the swords are going down, okay, that can represent our intellect. So it could be a little bit of anxiety, worry, overthinking, being too much up in the head in some way, okay? But it's not, no card is completely positive or completely negative, right? But when it's following this Five of Cups in the reverse position, the one we just talked about, your first card, I really see it more as a positive thing, right? It's for momentum, but there's still a little bit of, that competitive energy and a little bit of that worry, anxiety, overthinking. Okay, so it's a little bit of both, but I would just say that if you felt that recently, or even still feeling that, to try to let go of some of that being too much up in your head energy. All right, now going forward, I would say that your third card here is the first kind of energy blockage that I see, or a challenge or a reminder. Okay, all readings have it, so it's nothing to worry about because you still have some other really nice cards here. But I say that because the world is in the reverse position. But I do want to mention that I think Pisces had it too. I have to go back and watch. I know Aquarius had it. I know Capricorn had it because I just did Capricorn. So it seems like in a couple of the readings, the world is in reverse and also the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. collective unconsciousness. I always do astrology notes for this time period, so you can always go in my channel and find that other video if you haven't already checked it out, to get even more insight into what this could mean as far as the astrology. Now, the World card does represent, and I'll stop here to talk about a little bit the other zodiac signs that did show up in your reading, because I forgot to mention it before. So I usually just do the major arcanas as far as the other zodiac signs that have shown up. So let's go ahead and call those out. So when the World card is here, that is Aquarius energy, Scorpio energy, Taurus energy, Leo energy. We also have Aries energy here for you, Taurus again, and Gemini. Okay, so what does that mean? It could mean that you're dealing with one of those signs, the other person is one of those signs, or you're dealing with multiple people that are maybe showing up in those signs, or you have predominantly a lot of those signs in your chart, your birth chart, or they do, or it means nothing at all, but I just wanted to mention it, okay? But if you want to look more into it, I always do the photo at the end, so you can always look at the photo. If you click in the description box below and find it on my Facebook, and you can always look up on your own, okay, what zodiac signs am I seeing in these cards if it's something that you're really into. But going back to like the general meaning of the World in the reverse position here, especially following your other two previous cards, it's like basically somebody, either you yourself or another person, or it's an energy, is not quite ready for some type of new beginning here. There's a blockage and slow down, a little bit of stagnant energy or energetic blockage, like I was saying, okay? Because when the World card is right side up, it's the new beginnings, it's possibilities, okay? It's all that fresh start stuff. But it is in the reverse position, okay? So we'll talk about it a little bit more briefly, because that's actually where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your first deck here. I keep knocking these over. I guess I can't keep them here, but I got them at the thrift store the other day, and I thought they were so cute. And anyway, I'll try not to knock them over or distract. Okay, yes. So we are going to talk about right now what's on the top of your deck in relation to this World card in the reverse position. Okay, so what we have, and let me say first too, that this is energy from the way back past, not the recent past, but further back, whatever that means for you. So what we have is the Three of Staves, also known as Three of Wands, in the right side up position, and then we have the King of Cups in the right side up position here, okay? So in the recent past, I'll just keep holding this, I guess, actually. You know, there was somebody that, or an energy, if it's not a person or you yourself, was starting to come out back into a social scene in some way, okay? They were gathering their emotions in a positive way to now, excuse me, start moving outwards in a social way, because we have the Nile River in the background here, and the water and the tarot represents our emotions, right? So you see this Egyptian couple, and they're bringing a gift here that they're offering to someone at a party, right? So this could be saying that in the recent past, perhaps you were more social in some way, or the other person was, or multiple people, or general environment situation. And when I say social, it doesn't necessarily have to be just physically social. It could be online being more social. It could be energetically more social, spiritually more social, financially more social, whatever, you know, it means for you, okay? And then also with the King of Cups in the right side up position, it could be that in the way back past here, Sagittarius, you were feeling more support around you. You perhaps were feeling more of a leadership quality in yourself, or the other person was, or multiple people, but they were also feeling a lot of support around them, right? And feeling emotionally content, emotionally fulfilled in some way, because his cup is right side up. But here, when we put two cards to be in the reverse, because the unconscious and the astrology, since it showed up in other readings too in different places and stuff, but it could also be because you are not feeling particularly social You're not feeling particularly in your power or feeling like a leader or emotionally happy about something, or the other person is, okay? And that could be why the world is in the reverse position here. Okay. Now, moving forward, one of my favorite cards, showed up here in your reading, Sagittarius. I mean, all of the cards are my favorite, but they all have good and bad, right? But this is, I don't know, I particularly like the Five of Staves or Five of Wands in the right side up position because it makes me think of a playful energy. And so, Sagittarius people, as a stereotype, right, tend to have that more goofy side sometimes show up, just like with Gemini. And you also have Gemini in another card here, Gemini energy, okay? But it's actually, when it shows up in the positive position, it could be that you are, bringing these qualities out in yourself. Other people also could be helping you do this, okay? Because the Five of Staves or Five of Wands is also this really supportive energy. So remember, we went from the world in reverse to now the Five of Staves or Five of Wands right side up. So if it was a brief feeling of not feeling a lot of support like maybe you used to, okay, here is coming back, right? Within a couple of days, even perhaps, okay? But here you see these four Egyptian men. They look like they're architects, right? And they're planning some kind of building. We have the pyramid, well, not the pyramid per se, but an Egyptian building in the background. And they are sitting on the ground working on some type of scroll with plans for building something, okay? So the Five of Wands or the Five of Staves, right, in this deck talks about relying on your support system, whatever that may be, friends, family, mental health care worker, romantic partner, all those things, right? Whatever your support system is, but also kind of taking a less serious approach to life in general, having a little bit of a playful energy and a practicing energy, right? So your support system is here to be like, what if we build the building, right? Because they're builders, over here instead of over here, or let's make options for how it would look from each way, right? Or let's practice before we do it, right? So I always say that the Five of Wands or Five of Staves is like a playing, practicing type of supportive energy, okay? So that is really beautiful and nice, Sagittarius. Now, right after this card, you have another Staves or Wands card, okay? And in this deck is another kind of Egyptian-like scene, okay? So here we have the Queen of Staves and the Queen of Wands in the right side up position, okay? And this is about somebody who is stepping into their power, okay? Maybe now they're leveling up in some way, perhaps in a relationship, in a project, at work, with their health, with their money, whatever it may be, okay? But she has this type of silent confidence to her, okay? Her eyes are closed, okay? And she's very supported because she's the queen. So this card actually did show up in Capricorn too, but in a different placement, I believe. And yeah, I can't remember where it was. But basically what I was saying about this card is, when we think of animals, right, and being on alert to predators, right, they can't rest, they can't close their eyes, as an example, right? Well, even for people, right, if you are anxious or you're waiting for something, even if you're excited about it, maybe you can't close your eyes for a minute, or you can't rest the way you normally did because maybe you don't have someone directly around you, or you don't feel that support in some way, so you're just more like on high alert. Here, she knows what she needs to do, but she also has a chance to take a rest. Even if it's just energetically, she can close her eyes and know that she has a team behind her. She has her support system, okay? So this is really beautiful. And she uses her emotions in a positive way to channel into her, claiming her power into her leadership role, if that's something, that you can resonate with, okay? I mean, not everybody necessarily wants to be a leader, whatever that means, right? But you could lead by example, okay? Or just be in the best version of yourself and be in your own power, okay? Now, moving forward, here we have the Princess of Cups in the reverse position. This is a little bit of an energetic blockage as well here. And I forgot to say, right, we're in the second row. So again, that's energy that could be, for the rest of this week, right? And in this upcoming weekend, depending on when you're watching. So from March 1st through March 9th here, okay? So this could be more towards the end of the week or the weekend or even next week or the week before. It just really depends, okay? But with this Princess of Cups in the reverse position, it's almost like somebody here doesn't want to learn something new. They could be really stubborn about something. They could also be second guessing their self and their knowledge in some way. There could be something that is, because it is a Cups card that has emotional disappointment, emotional discontentment instead of contentment, not feeling emotionally happy, right? So maybe emotionally sad a little bit in some way, or it could just be general stagnant energy. But it is a Cups card, right? So it came out in the reverse position, but the cups still talk about our emotions, just like the water here in the tarot. Now, I said that somebody could be possibly not wanting to learn something new because she is a princess, right? She's not a queen yet, so she's still learning. But when it's in the reverse position, it's like somebody maybe thinks they've learned everything already and they want to not learn anything else. It could be also that they're second guessing themselves, right? Because normally when this is right side up, this is Morgana, I believe, right? So she is known for her knowledge of herbs and healing energy of the herbs, right? But it's in reverse. Maybe she's questioning, well, do I really know these herbs? What's going on? Now, also with this particular deck, when we see the Princess of Cups, it's right side up, right? Be doing this at night. We see the full moon in the background, okay? During her training, her practicing her craft, right, at maybe a less traditional time. So it being in the reverse position, maybe somebody told you, Sagittarius, or you told someone else, you don't have to do that at that particular time, and maybe it wasn't well received or understood in some way is something that also could come up. Now, we also have the full moon here, okay, in the top of the card. Now, even though it's reverse, we still have to talk about it. So there is coming up on March 18th, the full moon in Virgo. So that would be that last row here or so, okay? But everybody feels the astrology, the moon, right, what the planets are doing differently, okay? So it could be that you're even in this second row, even before, like a week before the full moon, you could already be feeling its effects. The other thing about the moon that it traditionally represents in the tarot, okay, when it's right side up, would be illusions, right? She's leaving behind past illusions, things that confuse her, okay? But here in the reverse, it could be that there's still some illusions going on, or you don't have all the information to become confident, to learn something new, to move forward, step into your craft, into your knowledge, and share it with others, whatever it may be. Okay, there's just a couple different ways it could go down. All right. Now, before we move forward, though, this is with this Princess of Cups in the reverse position is where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's in the top and the bottom of your other deck here, okay, before we go to the third row. So here we have energy again from the way back past, all right, that could be infecting why this card is in the reverse position. So here we have the Nine of Cups right side up on the top, okay, and we have here is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse that I spoke of earlier that's been coming out in a couple different readings in different places, okay, so it could be some astrology, collective unconscious energy as well. All right, but let's go in order here, and I'll hold it up with this one too. So when we have the Nine of Cups in the right side up position, this talks about 9 being almost 10, a completion number on the cusp in the way we back past Sagittarius. Maybe you were right about to have an ending and a new beginning, or you're emotionally content, emotionally fulfilled. You had your emotional boundaries, priorities outlined, or the other person did, or multiple people or general environment situation. Okay, but then with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that is the universe saying, or another person saying, or multiple people saying, or even you saying, it's not the right time. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is almost like the wheel of the year, the wheel timekeeping, right? So it has stuff to do with time. So it also talks about luck. So maybe in the way back past here, Sagittarius, luck wasn't always on your side, or it wasn't the right time for something. All right. And so maybe what's going on here in the present moment with this Princess of Cups in the reverse position could be triggering you to, with the full moon here, maybe even it's saying last full moon or last couple full moons or whatever, last year's full moon, whatever. It maybe has nothing to do with the full moon. But, something here was not the right time for something. Okay, so maybe it's coming up again and making you get back into that energy of being like, well, can I be confident? Can I continue forward? Maybe doing something that's not a traditional way of doing something, or another person, okay, vice versa. All right. But yeah, like I said, all readings have, challenges or energetic blockages or stagnant energy or a reminder. Okay, so not to worry too much here. All right, now going forward to your last row here, and that's energy around, as an example, March 9th through March 18th, okay? Excuse me, we have as your 7th card, the Emperor in the right side up position. And here is some of that Aries energy I mentioned at the beginning, all right? So could mean something to you, but it doesn't have to, all right? So here he is in the right side up position. He's just like a king, right? He's the Emperor. And he's worked really hard to get here. He's sitting on a throne. His back is supported. That represents somebody's support system, whether your own Sagittarius or somebody else, right? But he has the ability also to see things from a higher perspective. With the bird here, he can fly above as an emperor, as a king, or as a leader in any way, shape, or form to see all the different pieces of how to make the next move, how to help everybody, how to delegate tasks, okay, all those things. But he also has 2 rams, right, since he represents the Aries energy, and that the ram is the Aries symbol, okay, and the Mars energy. That's the other thing. This card also showed up in some of the other readings, and I think it was in the 2nd row for some people it was in the 1st row. I can't remember all the different ones yet, but we do have something happening on March 6th where Mars is going to be, and Venus entering into Aquarius, okay? So when we talk about Mars energy, Mars is the Greek god of war, okay? So more on the shadow side, because everything has positive and negative. It could be anger, frustrations, fighting, short temper, all that stuff, right? But then on the more positive vibrational side of it, it's passion, right? It's go-getter energy, because Aries and Mars is the first zodiac sign, right? So they're the first, and they're the go-getter, and they're going to do stuff a lot on their own and not wait for people. So also leadership qualities and creativity and passion, all those things, okay? So, just maybe you're not feeling it here, Sagittarius. You're not feeling that switch of Mars in Aquarius. Maybe you're not feeling it until the week after, okay? Or maybe it has no significance at all for you, but it is something to note and to check out. It is interesting too, right? When we take Mars fire energy with Aquarius air energy, okay? Is it going to blow the fire completely out, or is it just going to do a little bit and make the fire go taller, right? So it's talking about 2 different elements kind of coming together too, and what that will mean for everybody will be different, but it did come out in a good position here for you. So hopefully, it will be on the more positive fruitful side for you. Okay. Now moving forward, as your 8th card here, we have the Queen of Sacred Circles, also known as the Queen of Pentacles, in the right side up position. Okay. So this could be energy more towards the middle of that 2nd week of March. Okay. For some. And this talks about abundance. Again, the full moon there in the background. There's lots of full moon symbolism going on lately. Okay. But the full moon is also when it's full, that's the biggest it gets. So it's a combination culmination energy, right? So the full moon or the queen or the king, right, or the emperor, that would be the highest level of something. So it could be here, Sagittarius, towards that 2nd week of March, you're now leveling up in some way in a relationship, at a job, creative project, with money, with your health, right? It's like going upwards in some way for some of you guys. And what's also nice about this energy, okay, is that there is in this deck, because every deck kind of shows cards differently sometimes, you see this Native American woman and she's kind of standing over this young child, right? And so as you think of the grandmother nurturing kind of energy, okay, so it could be that you are showing a more nurturing side to others, or vice versa, others are showing more nurturing side to you. But either way, it is for momentum and it is progress. All right, so really nice to see here for you, Sagittarius. Now moving forward, it looks like you're going to be really busy coming, the middle of March and maybe beyond, right? Because you have the 8 of Sacred Circles right after it, your 9th card, or the 8 of Pentacles right side up. So this talks about hard work. It talks about learning a new skill or craft, but it also just talks about like lots of busy energy or overproduction, right? Working really hard at something. Here's this woman making these drums. She's already made 3 in the background. She's still going. Okay. So it just kind of talks about, again, forward momentum, progress, right? Being open to now learning a new skill or craft. Remember before in the previous row, we had the Princess of Cups in reverse. So maybe now you are more open to learning a new skill or craft, or someone else's, or multiple people, or general environment situation. But it definitely talks about hard work and being busy, okay? So that is very nice to see. So now let us go ahead and get into your tarot confirmation cards. I'm just going to put these over here since we already talked about them, so I don't confuse them. Okay, so let's call them out and then go in order here. All right, so we have the Page of Wands in the right side up position here. We have the Lovers in the right side up position. We have 5 of Cups in reverse. Oh, that's a repeating card. We'll talk about that. I just realized. And we have the Hierophant in the right side up position as well. Okay. So these first 2 tarot confirmation cards are usually energy from the recent past, and then the last 2 are more future current energies. Okay. I think too, Sagittarius, and I have to look myself at your last reading, but I believe, I don't know if it was the Page of Wands, but I know you got a page last time. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I don't know, and I can't stop this live video to check right now, okay? So with the Page of Wands in the right side up position in the recent past, when we were talking about leveling up, and if you've seen me before, you know the drill, right? But I still have to mention it. You know, it usually goes in order: page, prince, or knight, and then king or queen. And then if it's not a page, it would be princess and then queen, right? It depends on the deck and stuff. But the page here is the first step. It's the beginning level of something, okay? Now, with this Page of Wands here, he's walking with his wand, right? It looks like he is either eating something or like doing something with his mouth here. I'll show you the card in a second. But what's to note too is that there is a volcano in the background. Okay, so there is a lot of fiery energy in this card. And since you are a fire sign, Sagittarius, maybe it's just representing you. But I would say that normally one of the stereotypes of Sagittarius can be that if we keep things inside too long, that then it'll be like a volcano and it'll just kind of come out, right? So don't, if that's something that's going on in the recent past or even in the future or currently, don't do that as long as you're not hurting anybody's feelings or being mean to them or whatever, to try to let your emotions out in a more adult way, in a more gradual way too, because here this guy is young. Okay, so I could talk about just a young kind of energy. What is also to note too about the pages is that it represents a communication. So in the recent past, there could have been a small communication that either you gave or someone gave to you, or a small communication from the universe, your spirit guides, guardian angels, what have you, signs from the universe, whatever, okay? But it was the first step of some type of communication. So as an example, it could be an email or a text versus a call or physically seeing someone, okay, as an example. But this kind of was in the recent past. And now this Page of Wands is coming in here and confirming the Five of Cups in reverse, the Five of Staves right side up, lots of fives, and the Emperor in the right side up position here, okay? And so, when we talk about the Five of Cups in reverse, that's how you want to see that card, right? And so this communication, this small communication from the recent past, right, whether you gave it or someone gave it to you or from the environment, spirit guides, guardian angels, signs, right, from the universe, maybe it helped you have a more balanced point of view and get out of the Five of Cups energy of only focusing on the negative. So now you're able to focus more on the positive and the negative and the duality that we have in everything. Okay, so it could be because of this communication, whatever it was, it maybe helped you with that or helped the other person with that or general environment situation. Now with the Five of Staves or Five of Wands right side up, it is kind of the same thing. Maybe there was a start of some type of small communication that came through to you or to someone else or from the universe that said, hey, you're taking life too seriously. Let's play and let's practice. Rely on your support system. We're here for you and want to help you look at things in a different way and have a backup plan and have options, all of those things. Okay, so that is beautiful. And it could be that you did that for somebody else too. It kind of just depends since it's a general reading. All right, now with the Emperor here, it could be that this small communication, okay, from the recent past that came in that you gave or someone gave to you or from the environment or universe, it could have brought you into more of this Emperor energy of stepping into your power, of being a leader in some way, of balancing your masculine and feminine energies, of seeing things from a larger perspective. It could also be, since this is the only major arcana card that's confirming this card, that maybe you got a small communication from an Aries, since this is Aries energy. Who knows, okay? But either way, even if that little part doesn't resonate, it is like the beginning step, right? You would see almost in a way, this Page of Wands is the young person that eventually wants to become the Emperor. So maybe it's just showing in these two cards in themselves the progress that's going on here, Sagittarius, either with you yourself, another person, multiple people, general environment, okay? From going from a page to now an Emperor or a king. Okay. Now, your second tarot confirmation card is also energy from the recent past, and we have the Lovers card here, which I think you had in your reading last time too. I don't remember where. So it's funny that it showed up again from the recent past because I was like, wait, I remember that. All right, but anyway, this is Gemini energy. All right, and so when this card shows up, though, this is like a divinely guided love. It's very similar to the Two of Cups energy, if it was right side up too, because it's like an equal give and take. It's masculine and feminine energy that we all have inside of us. And there is this angel in the background, okay, that is praying over both the man and the woman here, right? And so it's about higher vibrational love. It's not, as an example, it's not the devil card, which would be addictions, lower vibrational frequencies, lust, right? So when the Lovers comes out, or the Two of Cups, it's more higher vibration, okay, love, or a union of some type, okay? Because it is the Lovers, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be, but it also could be just like the Two of Cups. When we talk about the Two of Cups, it could be a work partnership, it could be a creative partnership, it could be something within your health, your doctors, whatever. It could be, a partnership with a financial advisor. It could be lots of different things, but there's an equal give and take, and there's a balance of the masculine and feminine energy here, okay? And it could also be for some too, that maybe in the recent past, were dealing with a Gemini, but it doesn't have to be, okay? But anyway, when this Lovers card comes in here, and it is confirming the Seven of Swords right side up, the Queen of Staves right side up, and the Queen of Sacred Circles right side up. Look at that, okay? So, I would say, right off the bat that, those two cards were more, I'm losing my train of thought. Those two cards were more of a confirmation card, right, with the Lovers card. But here, I would say that it's a reminder card, not a catalyst. These could be considered catalyst and confirmation cards with the Lovers, but this one would be more of a reminder or a challenge, okay? And the reason why I say that, remember, because the Seven of Swords right side up is that little bit of competitive energy with yourself, with others, or over defensive energy of being too much up in your head, having anxiety, worry, overthinking. So it could be in the recent past that you had more of a support system in some way, or a romantic union, or a work partnership, or creative union, or a union with friends or family, or even a union of different parts of yourself that you could rely on. And here in the more future, current, present energies, you felt like you didn't have it. Doesn't mean it wasn't there, but there could have been something where you just weren't feeling it at that moment, or the other person was, or multiple people, okay, etc. Okay, so here's like a reminder, if you want to get into the energy again in the present moment of the Lovers, of the balancing of masculine and feminine energies, and forward momentum and progress, maybe let go of a little bit of the competitive energy, let go of that overly defensive energy, and the anxiety, worry, overthinking. Now, with the Queen of Staves, this would definitely be, yes, the catalyst and the confirmation card, okay? Because she is stepping into her power, right? And she's a queen, okay? So she maybe has to be, as an example, especially even if we're talking about Egyptian ancient times, right? She has to have masculine qualities that normally a woman who isn't a queen wouldn't necessarily have or show in public, because it would be looked down upon, right? But here it's like she's balanced them inside of herself, and is using that to her advantage, okay? So that could be definitely why these two cards are together. Also, it could be that she's relying on her support system, that romantic partner, that work partnership, the doctor, the nurse, the friends, the family, the different parts of herself, whatever it may be, okay? But this is really beautiful, complementary energy here, okay? And so whatever this process was from the recent past, Sagittarius, whether it was you, yourself, or somebody else, with the Lovers card here, it's beautiful, okay? And we all, try to strive for higher vibrational love. Again, different forms of love. We all want it to be high vibe, right? So here, when this queen, another queen, the Queen of Sacred Circles, or the Queen of Pentacles, comes in, and the Lovers is confirming her, it's like, okay, so if I'm going to step into my power, if I'm going to help others and pass down knowledge, right? If we're thinking of grandmother or even a queen as they get older, right? They want to help future generations, hopefully. And, but the main thing is like, if I want to pass on this nurturing energy, if I want to be more nurturing to myself and also to others, I need to be balanced inside, right? I need to have my masculine and feminine sides both be balanced, regardless of your gender or however you identify. We all have those, okay? So, I would say that also, too, when we talk about nurturing energy and nurturing vibes, right? If you, regardless of your religion or if you're religious or not, right? When you think typically of angels, not the fallen angels per se, even though people say they're bad or evil, that's been, discussed by lots of different people, and some people say they're good and some people say they're bad and some people say they're not either or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is when I see this angel, right, just when we're talking about imagery in the background of this card, it's like that he has his hands over each one of these people, each one of the lovers, and he's like, go love, go be high vibe. And so the angel is nurturing the lovers. So maybe here with this nurturing energy of the grandmother, maybe she wants to have other people love each other, love themselves. I mean, there's so many different ways it can go, but it's beautiful. All right. Now, Sagittarius, moving forward, we're going to talk about your last two confirmation cards here, and these are more in the future, current energies. All right. So we have your repeating card. So let's talk about that. And I'm just going to be quiet for the dogs. Okay. So let's put the two Five of Cups together and talk about that for a moment before we get into what it confirms. Okay. They're both in the reverse position. Okay. So that's really special. And usually each tarot deck, if not stated otherwise, has 72 cards. Okay. So I cut and shuffle and do a big fish pond and do all the stuff with the cards before. So when it shows up, it's really a particular message from Spirit to play closer attention, because that's 1 in 72 chances that it's going to come out again and in the same position here. Okay, so these cards both represent present, current, or future energies. No past here, no recent past, no way back past. They're both current, present, future energies. Okay. So with that being said, it's cool to see just too how the different artists depict kind of the same energy. Okay. So in this one, since we're talking about this one right now, if it was right side up, this woman here is looking at only the 3 cups that have fallen over, right? She's only focusing on the negative when there's still 2 cups in the background that haven't knocked over. There's still helpful people, there's still positive things happening, but when it's in reverse, I really feel like here, Sagittarius, because you had it twice too, you are now seeing, or the other person or multiple people are now seeing things in a more adult, balanced viewpoint. Let's say, not that all adults are balanced, okay, but that you're seeing both the positive and the negative of things, and that's what we want to do. Okay. So this 5 of Cups here is coming in here, and it's confirming the World in reverse, the Princess of Cups in reverse, and then the 8 of Sacred Circles, 8 of Pentacles right side up. Okay. It's really like telling us that if you are feeling like it isn't the right time, or not even the right time, that's not the right thing I want to say, blah, blah, blah. If you are feeling, Sagittarius, or the other person you're dealing with, multiple people are feeling that it is not quite the fresh start energy that you want, if you're not feeling like a new beginning is possible for you or for them or multiple people, it could just be that that is how you're feeling at that moment, and that it will pass, because then you'll say, wait a minute, it doesn't all have to be bad. It doesn't all have to be negative. Okay. You don't want to, of course, be too overly positive, but you don't want to be too negative or overly negative either. You want that balanced thing of both negative and positive. Okay, so again, with the world in reverse and even the wheel of fortune in reverse could have something to do with the astrology too, since it was showing up in a couple of different readings. But I feel like if this was something that was going on here, Sagittarius, towards that last week of February and the first week of March, by the third week of March or even fourth week or even beyond, right? Or all of those things, you or the other person in general environment situation will start to see that, okay? And it'll get easier. That's what I'm saying. Now with the Princess of Cups in reverse, confirmed by the Cups, right? If you or someone is not wanting to learn something new, or you're trying to do something less traditional and other people are telling you that it's not going to work, or you're telling them that it's not going to work, or you're just not trusting in your own knowledge or power, and maybe somebody is hesitant to level up too, right? With the Princess of Cups in reverse, just be saying here that you don't have to, again, look at it as just white and black, right? The world is gray shades as well, right? It isn't so simple as always like this is the right and this is the wrong, this is the positive and this is the negative. Sometimes they go back and forth and they filter into each other, okay? So yeah, I would say that, generally with the Five of Cups here in reverse confirming the Princess of Cups too, it's like just if you give it time and change your perspective. That's the funny thing about the Five of Cups too, is if she just turned her head, right, she would see those other cups still up. She would see there's still positive things going on, helpful people, whatever. There's still a way to the castle, right, in the background, but she's so stuck in one perspective. So it could be that you are now getting a new perspective to get you out of that stuck energy, or the other person is, or multiple people, general environment situation. All right. So here with the last card that it's confirming with the Eight of Sacred Circles right side up, it's like because of this new perspective, more balanced perspective on things, you are going to be open to learning a new craft or trade, or teaching someone else, or the other person is going to be learning a new craft or trade, vice versa, okay? But it's also being like, now that you're in the right perspective, you better get busy because you got a lot of work to do, right? Now that your perspective is so important, right? Our mind is so important. Everything really starts in the mind first, right? And so if your mind isn't right, then things are going to not be as productive and they're going to slow down. But here, when the mind is finally getting that more balanced approach, then things are going to like speed up again. Okay. Now, with your last confirmation card here, Sagittarius, we have some Taurus energy again. I believe, yeah, you had two cards that kind of speak of Taurus energy, but we have the Hierophant in the right side up position. And again, this is more future current energies, okay? So this, we instantly think of a leader or a role model or a teacher or a guru or what have you, right? Because the card usually is showing, and like it is in this deck, it's showing a priest, okay? And there's these two people, one on each side, down in his feet, and he's blessing them, or he's guiding them, or all those things, right? So it could be that more towards the middle of March and beyond, you are stepping into a leadership role, or another person that you work closely with is, or you both are, or if it's not necessarily a leadership role, it could just be stepping into your power and helping others, right, the best way that you can. So when this Hierophant energy comes in here and it's confirming the World in reverse, the Princess of Cups in reverse, and again, it's confirming the last row we already did, but just a little differently, your added benefit, right? The Eight of Sacred Circles right side up as well. Sorry, 1 second. All right. So with the World in the reverse position and the Hierophant coming in here, it could be the way to get out of that stagnant energy. The first the last week of February and the first week of March for some, if there's stagnant energy or not feeling quite ready for a new beginning, or this fresh energy or this possibility energy, right? The world is full of possibilities when the world is right side up, but here it's reversed. So it could be saying you need to rely on a teacher, a mentor, a spiritual guru, what have you, a priest, what have you, or it means that you need to step into that role yourself and help others, which will always make you more abundant and have more forward momentum and progress, okay? However it resonates for you. Now, with the Princess of Cups in reverse here, okay, again, it's kind of saying step into your own leadership roles. Why are you saying here that, with the Princess of Cups in reverse, you're not trusting your own knowledge, or you're not trusting that the way that you do things might be seen as unconventional? Doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, right? There's lots of different types of mentors and people who are teachers, and different teaching styles, and different spiritual gurus, and different priests and religions and all that, right? So here it's maybe saying for you, Sagittarius, or for another person or multiple people, general environment situation, to just trust in yourself, or also ask for help for others if it's you relying on this other person that is in a leadership role, or is a mental health care worker, a teacher, a guru, whatever, okay? But I really feel that it is, a positive thing here, to just as a reminder, right? Because these are future, all of these cards right here that we just talked about, excuse me, are future present energies, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to go down, right? I always feel like, when you do tarot, some people who aren't familiar will say, well, I don't like that because you're going to tell me exactly how something's going to go. Well, no, it's just showing you one possibility, right? I mean, there's always free will. And so sometimes if you get a heads up or a reminder or a warning or something, then possibly you can make those changes, right? But anyway, where were we? Yes, here we go. When the Hierophant is confirming, the Eight of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, it's like, yeah, I want to learn something new, so I'm going to ask the other person that knows how to do it, right? If it's you, Sagittarius, learning a new thing, or if you're teaching someone else, just help them, right? Teach them, right? They say as a stereotype, right, that Sagittariuses are naturally good teachers, okay? So maybe this, speaks of that, right? Not only does the Hierophant, represent teachers, priests, spiritual gurus, mentors, it also represents schools, right? Schooling institutions, like higher levels of learning, right? Whatever that is, okay? So it could be the more that you're learning, or the other person, or both people, maybe that helps you guys work faster. It helps you be more productive and really busy, okay? So hopefully that makes sense and you got something from it. But that is what I have for you here, Sagittarius, as far as the tarot. But before you go, let me get you oracle cards too real quickly here. So your first oracle card is your love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love with friends or family, or even self-love, or all the above, right? Your love oracle message is attraction, and it's this woman smelling some flowers, and it says, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory for romantic love, but it also could be that you attract more friends when you are more fully in the moment, right? Enjoying yourself in the moment. You can also have a better time with friends or family, right? Possibly if you are enjoying the moment more fully and you're not worried and all that stuff, right? Okay, and then if you want to apply it to self-love, you could attract more love in general, or self-love to yourself, right? If you are enjoying the present moment more fully, okay? Again, the less stressed out you are, the more you can enjoy that present moment. And, that's all we really have if you think about it. you don't have this in your reading here, but with this like Five of Swords, that's like the main message of the Five of Swords is like, stop freaking out about the past, stop freaking out about the future, just do the here and the now, the here and the now. All right. So let's do your last here and the now oracle card. Okay, so this is the depending on how you pronounce it, it's the Remy or Rumi Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. And Rumi or Remy, still don't know how to say it. Maybe someone in the comments will let me know someday. But he is a 13th century poet, and he's one of my favorite. And when I found that she made this Oracle deck, I had to get it. So anyway, they pair some of his poetry with these really beautiful cards. And so the card you got here, Sagittarius, is card number 22, and it's the lion and the deer, okay? And it's really beautiful. Sometimes they're a little more abstract, but this one you can see this woman here with all these flowing colors and some kind of like vortex energy thing in the background, all right? So I'm not gonna read everything, but let me at least do the poem and the little ritual that goes with it before you go. Okay. So, yes, all right. Oops, I keep knocking that. All right. It says, the lion and the deer. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly towards heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. I don't know what that means. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. Okay, whatever, we'll keep going. You'll be, okay, let me back up. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be the paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity and you'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. All right, that's beautiful. Oh wait, it's not over yet. Hold on. It says, you are the lion and the deer. You are bold, fierce, and vibrant, and you are silent, sweet, and gentle. If I should come to you in ignorance, you roar at me until my falsehood quakes you in fear. So terrified it gives up the game, and love's conquest happens yet again. Okay, sorry. If I should come to you in surrendered adoration, open to whatever you may wish, you are so gentle with me. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. I think that's how you pronounce that. Oh, I remember looking this word up. I think it has something to do with church. Okay, I'm saying it wrong. Yes. So it's supposed to be like minister. So ministrations, not menstruations, ministrations. Okay. I'm going to read that one part again and we'll continue. Like a deer, you offer me nothing to fear or resist, so that I too become sweet and gentle, longing to submit to your tender ministrations. So then I do not fear my own errors, for even if I stumble into ignorance, I shall be made wise by your magnificent roar and become humble. Even if I become weak, I shall scour, invoking the tenderness in you. Whatever is needed to keep me true to love, is what you give me. For you are the holy lion, proud and mighty, and the sweet deer, gentle as the mildest breezes of spring. Okay. Yeah, some of the translations, I think because he's a Persian poet, sometimes I don't get it. I didn't get that one part about scouring. I shall scour. Maybe it means he's just having a sour look on his face. I don't know. Okay. Well, anyway, the main takeaway I think hopefully you get right when we talk about this card, the lion and the deer, is that he's saying there that if you become both, you understand each other better, right? So there's something about compassion there, and seeing again the duality in all things. So real quickly, let's do the little ritual here, if I can finish reading properly. All right, so it says, say aloud, Rumi or Remy, who loves me unconditionally, bear witness to my declaration now. I honor the spiritual maturity within me that bestows upon my consciousness the sacred task. I have accepted the fundamental goodness of my being and can now cast aside all notions held of myself and inquire into my wholeness. What nestles alongside this goodness? All, of course. I am unafraid. I honor my heart, and it is big enough to hold all my nature within its graceful light. I witness my darkness with compassion, and I become able to dance with all of my being, light and dark, in graceful acknowledgement of my divine wholeness. The gentle acceptance of all of me now brings me peace. This acceptance allows the divine to live fully through me as a vessel for the great mysterious plan unfolding upon the earth. With reverence, grace, and surrender, so be it. That's beautiful. So then it says, sit quietly for a few moments and gaze at the image on the card. Notice the colors, the interplay of light and dark that create the one beautiful image. This represents you. All light and all dark would have no art at all, remaining only extremes. It is in the interplay of light and dark that enables the living art in progress, your soul to come most fully to life. All right, that is beautiful. So yeah, that is your reading here, Sagittarius. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your likes and your shares and your subscriptions. They're all great free ways to support the channel here for me. So if you like the channel, if you like the video, not only does it let me know that you resonate with the message, but it tells YouTube's algorithm to share with others. And if you share the video with others, I always do appreciate it on your own. And if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, it is also free. So it just notifies you when I put out new videos. So you can click on the bell icon in the bottom right there and make sure it's blue and it's active, and it'll just let you know, yeah, when I post again. So anyway, one more thing too about the photo, if you want to see it of all the cards, I will be posting it shortly. So you can follow the description in the box. You can follow the description box below, the instructions in the description box below, if you want to see the photo. But other than that, you guys take care, and I will see you later. Hopefully I'll be back with another reading tonight, but I'm not sure. We have to see how the energy goes. But Scorpio is up next. All right, whenever that happens. So you guys take care. See you later. All right, bye.